Welcome back. How are y'all doing? Today's video is a special one because today's video is our 10th Darwin's Dumbest Damsels. That means our number one spot lady friend is our 100th female Darwin's Dumbest Damsels winner. 100. How lucky is she? From a woman trying to defrost her car to another woman sitting her fat booty on something that she shouldn't be sitting on, I am proud to introduce you to 10 more of Darwin's Dumbest Damsels. Alrighty, let's meet some ladies. Andrea started her day just like everyone else on that cold and frigid winter morning. She bundled up and headed outside to scrape her windshield from all the frost that had accumulated overnight. Before scraping it, she turned her car on to let the heaters help warm things up a bit. Many people do this every single day in the winter, but most people do this on flat ground, or if they're parked on a hill, their parking brake is in working order. Andrea's parking brake was not working at all. But this did not stop her from parking on her steep driveway. After all, nothing bad could ever happen to her. Well, she was dead wrong. While scraping her windshield, her car decided it was time to get going, and nothing was going to stop it. Not even Andrea. She had just moved to the back of her car when it started rolling down her driveway. She somehow got stuck under the car, and the car got stuck in that position. Neighbors watched in horror as paramedics tried for hours to rescue her, but to no avail. She had already won her ice-cold Darwin Award. Mary was originally from Ireland, but at some point in her life, she decided to convert to the Florida man ways. She was getting older and decided her body was not the way she wanted it. It was too flappy and flabby. The only logical way to fix this problem was with the help of liposuction. She had her surgery, all went well, and then Christmas came and it was time for her to head back home to her motherland. She was enjoying her time in Ireland until it dawned on her. She had left all her medication from her surgery back in Florida. One of those meds was an antibiotic. Her body started to swell. Her stomach was inflated. It looked battered and bruised, said one of her family members. She eventually made her way to the hospital and found out that she had an infection, a bug. If only she had remembered her meds. If she had brought them with her, she would have lived a long, happy, less flappy life. But instead, she earned her Darwin Award back at home with her family and friends. Sri was a smart one, most of the time. She was a B student earning her degree in engineering. Little did she know, a little knowledge from the beauty school students would have helped her immensely. Sri wasn't just smart, she also had long, flowing dark hair, and she loved to have fun. So when her friends decided they should all go for a go-kart ride, Sri thought nothing of it. Little did she know, it was going to be the ride of her life. While barreling down the track, things started to get tight. Too tight. And then the pain. Sri's hair had become entangled in the back wheel of the go-kart and was getting tighter with each rotation. Now, in case you've never been on a go-kart, or you don't have long hair so you've never had to think about it, there are signs up before you get in the go-kart that clearly state you should tie your hair up so that it does not become entangled in anything. Sri was all about numbers though and completely missed the letters that clearly lined this out. Instead of having a grand old time at the go-kart track, she ended up having a grand old time giving her acceptance speech as she was inducted into the Hall of Lame and handed her trophy. You're either into voodoo or you're not. Kat from Virginia had just found her way into it. Some of her friends were supportive. Others warned her of the dangers that came with it. One night, Kat decided she had done enough research, and now was the time to start summoning some Haitian voodoo summoning spells. And it worked. Or at least she is claiming it did. She had summoned Papa Legba, and according to her Facebook post, she was scared. People who saw her post claimed that it was another voodoo spirit she saw, a more dangerous one. Well, whoever it was, we may never know, because 2 days after seeing whoever she saw and posting about it on Facebook, she was found in her bathtub, lifeless. Maybe her friends were right when they warned her not to dabble in the dark magic. It was a beautiful beautiful sunny day at the beach, and Tahira was eager to soak up some sun with her friends and family. They had all gotten out of their cars, grabbed their goods, and started walking down to the beach. Everyone decided to take the stairs. It was a bit of a walk, but it was the safe route. Tahira was lagging behind the group, so she decided to take a shortcut and jump down to the beach. She couldn't see the bottom, but that didn't matter. There was soft sand to catch her at the bottom, right? Everyone was waiting down below. Then they heard Tahira call out, "I'm coming down!" And then she jumped. She did not, however, realize that the jump down was not a little leap. Rather, it was a 100-foot drop. And down, down, down she went until she landed on the sand she thought was so soft and fluffy. Instead of soaking up the rays from the sun, she found herself soaking up the rays reflecting off her shiny new Darwin Award. Honestly, no one would have survived that jump. That's probably why they made that safe stairway path down to the beach. What it is with Russians, but they have some crazy times, especially when they're getting it on. This next couple, from Russia, obviously, decided to go out and have a picnic date next to a river. Well, when it's just the two of you and you're young, dumb, and love blind, literally nothing else matters other than the moment. Such was the case. One thing had led to another, and the picnic had moved from the blanket next to the river to the backseat of the car. The windows began fogging up, and the brakes began to give. The rocking motion of the car didn't help matters either. Soon the brakes completely gave out, and our couple was hurling towards the river, oblivious to their demise, because you can't stop doing the dirty for just anything. Without warning, things got wet. Well, more wet than before. And this time, the soaking was because of the river. The boyfriend somehow managed to wiggle his way out of the lady and the car, and he swam to safety. The girlfriend, however, never resurfaced. The importance of brake maintenance is real, people. Phones are basically an extension of our bodies. So when 24-year-old Alessia decided it was bath time, she headed straight to the bathroom with her phone. But oh no! It was about to die. What was she ever to do? Sit in her bathtub and relax? Of course not. She had to have her phone. Only one problem. The outlet was way too far away for her phone to reach it from the bath. But it was a good thing she had an old extension cord laying around. Now, when I say old, I mean literally falling apart. Reports say that the cord had spots where you could see the wires poking through the covering. That did not stop Alessia, however. She plugged in the extension cord, plugged in her phone, and hopped in the tub. Hours later, her roommate began wondering why she had not heard from Alessia in so long. She headed to the bathroom to check on her. Alessia was unresponsive, and when her roommate tried to look for a pulse, she got a zap from the electricity running through the water. Rescue crews soon arrived and retrieved her body. The roommate is said to have never used that bathtub again. Dun dun dun! I love me a tall glass of wine. Or heck, even the whole bottle. Because why not? Wine is delicious. Our next friend from China was into wine too, only she was getting into making it herself. And not just any wine, but medicinal wine. So, one day, she made her way to the internet and found a snake for sale. This highly venomous snake would make a perfect concoction. She waited patiently for its arrival, and then finally the day had come. It was time for the unboxing. She had no idea how unprepared for this moment she really was. She opened the box, and fast as lightning, the snake lunged out and bit her. The venomous snake she had just illegally purchased. Yeah, it bit her as soon as she opened the box. Needless to say, she never did get to try it out in the wine. Instead, the snake tried her out. And in turn, the snake helped her win her everlasting spot in the Darwin Hall of Fame. Marriages can be tricky. For some people, there is never a problem. For the rest of humanity, it is a constant learning curve, and everyone learns different. Some people choose counseling, some talk it out, some go on vacations. Joy from Nigeria was at the point that she would try anything to save her marriage. So, when her church suggested that she do a 14-day fast and promised the results she was looking for, Joy said no more and ate no more. Question: how does a 14-day fast help anything? It's not like her eating is the sole reason she's having problems with her marriage. But I digress. She never did find out if the fast would have helped her marriage because on the 10th day, things took a turn for the worse. She was feeling weak and faint and was rushed to the hospital. They told her she was very malnourished, almost like she hadn't eaten anything in over a week. She earned her Darwin Award later that night. Here we go, our 100th Darwin's Dumbest Damsel. Are you ready? In a daily dose of strange incidents, Geeta from India was talking on the phone when she decided to take the call into her bedroom. Now, her bedroom was not like yours or mine, because Geeta had a pair of snakes free roaming in there. And today, they were doing a bit more than just roaming. The snakes had made their way onto Geeta's bed and had begun mating with each other. Geeta, on the phone with her husband, was completely oblivious to this when she sat her booty down on the bed and also on the mating snakes. As anyone can attest to, when you're in the act of mating, do not disturb. And these snakes were no exception. They were irate, and they had this large lady sitting on top of them, interfering with their baby-making process. So they lunged and bit her. Geeta's husband was confused when she suddenly stopped talking. When he got home, he found her laying on the bed with the snakes in close proximity. They were much happier now that they had finished their business, and Geeta was much happier too from all the admiration she was getting from the previous Darwin winners accepting her into the club. So, how was it? 100 damsels down, many more to come. I can assure you of that. Before you go, make sure you head on down to the Like Button's house and help it get dressed up for its date so it can be the prettiest like button of all time. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for subscribing to the best troop on the internet. And as always, stay safe, Troop TT.